And now, broadcasting live from the Darkroom Studio at Craven Community College, it's In the Know.
Hey everybody, and welcome to In the Know. Megan is laughing over my shoulder already, which is my favorite thing that happens. This is the show that we do every week here from the campus of Craven Community College, where we just talk about some of the things going on in our community and here at our college. And I don't do this show by myself. I've got a pal here with me to my right. Who is it?
Hey everybody, welcome. So glad you're here with us today. I was laughing because you came in really loud and strong. So,
like with my voice, or well,
with your
a lot
energy,
of things, right?
Yeah.
I have big, loud energy today, right?
You did have big, loud energy, and it kind of surprised me because I had to turn my mic down a little bit.
I'm so sorry.
Or my earbud.
I hope I didn't hurt anybody's ears.
You did not. I just
who's
laughed it
watching or
off.
listening. Yeah.
Just laughed it off.
Yeah.
And we too are not alone. We
No.
also can throw it to our booth, and if you guys will say hello, we've got Zanetta,
Hi.
Holly, and Eli. Hello, everybody. And we thank you for what you guys do to make this all happen. And
They make us look good.
some days
make
they
it-
look us better. So,
It's a roll of the dice. They
is a
decide
roll
when they
of the
want to
dice.
make us look bad and not, right?
Yes, absolutely.
No, they're always here for us. They're on our
always,
team.
Yep,
It's
they
a
got our
team.
back.
Yes.
Always got our back.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to jump right in and introduce our guests, and then we'll start talking.
Wait, we're talking at this thing today. Is that what you're telling me?
We are.
Wait
We're
a minute.
I know
I
that
was not
throws you
prepared
off.
for this.
You weren't prepared to talk?
No.
Today's November 9th, by the way, Wednesday,
Oh.
November 9th at
All right.
lunchtime. So if you're going to watch us later and repeat, we love our repeat customers, and you can always still put a little comment down there. Somebody laughed the other day because I had forwarded it to them. They were like, oh, I thought this was live, and it was like 2 days old. I'm like, that's okay. Still comment. We like that.
Yeah, that's how it works. And then we put the show on YouTube as well.
Correct.
So anybody who misses it live, we encourage people to subscribe to us on YouTube as well so they can catch the show then.
Yes.
Yeah. But yes, also joining us on the show today, we have Melissa Riggle from the TDA. There she is. Yep.
Hello.
Hi, Melissa. Good to see you.
Good to see you both.
Yep.
Thank you.
And we also have Judy Avery here with us today. Hi, Judy. Welcome to
Hi.
the show. Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So Melissa and Judy do lots of fun things around our community. They're going to be talking a little bit later on about Trail to Tryon. But for now, they're just kind of along for the ride with whatever silliness Megan's about to throw at me.
I don't have anything
Right.
really silly.
Really?
No, no, not really.
Are y'all ready for a ride?
Always.
No. Yes.
No, actually, the first thing I was going to talk about was kind of serious. I mean, it's really
Oh.
kind of cool, though.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Let
You
me-
ready?
Let me reassess.
You ready to reassess?
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
World Freedom Day. Do you know what it's about? Before I go into it, do you know what it's about?
World
Freedom Day.
I do not know specifically what World Freedom Day is about.
Anybody?
Melissa, Judy, y'all know?
World Freedom Day?
No? Okay.
See, and that was the picture that I pulled up, and I was like, what is that? Like, I don't know, breaking out of prison, or I don't know. So, actually, I did my research. You ready?
Okay.
So, it actually commemorates the fall of the Berlin Wall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So would not have got that from the picture,
Mm-hmm.
but it's certainly kind of a very cool thing. And I have to say, I love history. I'm just not great at the dates and the times
Sure.
and the sequences, which is history, which I'm not good at.
It is, but it's the stories that we remember, right?
Let's just say I'm just not good at
Some
that.
people are date oriented,
I
and
am
some
not.
people are the story oriented.
I know there's a little sequence
I think
going
most
on.
of us sitting at the table are more story oriented than the date, and that's okay.
Okay. So, of course, the part that really struck to me was not the dates and times. It was the actions that these people in Germany went to bed, and overnight they erected this fence, which
Yes.
was barbed wire, and cut East Berlin and West Berlin in half. And
Can you
because they-
imagine waking up in New Bern and like Middle Street is a wall
I
that
was
you
thinking
just can't
like
cross anymore?
Trent Road or the bridge going to James City. All of a sudden you wake up and you can't leave, whether you work over there or your family's over there. And Russia got mad because so many people had defected.
Yeah.
So I guess from between 49 and 61, 3 million people had left East Germany and defected to West Germany. And so literally they went to bed, woke up in August of 61, with this fence. And then over time they put up a more sturdier fence. And then they put up the wall that we knew as teenagers that we saw come tumbling down. So that was, of course, the end of the Cold War, essentially. 1982, President Ronald Reagan visited Berlin addressing the issue of the wall. The arms race in the Cold War. In 87, he once more visited the Berlin Wall and said, now famous speech, tear down this wall.
I remember that.
Right?
I remember seeing it on TV.
Yep.
Yep. I got to see part of the wall. It was
sorry.
on exhibit in D.C. a few years ago at the Museum for Journalism, or I forget what it was called, but it was the Press Museum. Had lots of great exhibits in there, but one of them was one of the towers that they had at the Berlin Wall. And it was really odd to see something like that, that they were able to take it up and bring it. But it was basically a concrete tower with a gunner's nest or whatever you would call that on top. Where
and
as they
continued to fortify it, they actually came in with where they would have watchtowers and minefields. I didn't know that there was a minefield, and it was 91 miles long. I had no idea. I mean, that's huge. So anyway, I think so today, November 9th, is to commemorate the wall coming down.
Is that the day that the wall actually came down?
Okay. Yep. And they literally just started using, the local people just started pulling chisels and hammers just to kind of take it down piece by piece. So it became that effort.
Yeah, and I've seen some photos of where there were holes in the wall and families were seeing their relatives
for
through
the first
wall.
time.
Yeah.
I have a friend that I met, we're talking close to 18 years ago, and their family moved here from Berlin, and he was an engineer with Bosch. And I got to know them because of the kids were the same age as our girls. And they shared the story. His now wife lived on the western side of Germany. He lived on Berlin, and he was on the eastern side, and he could see the tanks and the patrols going by from his bedroom window. And that's just kind of interesting to see how these people, and then of course, then they got, they ended up dating later on in life and got married and had children. And anyway, but just to hear that kind of a story, I've always wanted to go to Germany. Have you been?
I have not been to Germany. This summer was the
No?
first time I'd ever been to Europe at all, but I didn't make it to Germany. Yeah.
You got passport stamps.
I did get passport stamps. I got so excited.
Doot-doot.
Stamp my passport. Yes.
You want a little sticker there too?
But I look forward to going back, and hopefully I can go to Germany someday. And see
me
that.
too. Yeah. So
it was. By the way, before I forget, the museum I went to was the Newseum. I just remembered the actual name of it, which is not there anymore, unfortunately. Yeah.
The Newseum?
It was called the Newseum. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It was very cool. It's really unfortunate that it's not there anymore. But it had, of course, exhibits of old newspapers from throughout history, and like Inauguration Day for every president, and like the day after D-Day, and like all the famous newspapers, but also like really interesting exhibits like a piece of the World Trade Center, a piece of the Berlin Wall. The cabin, the Unabomber, what was his name? Tegazinski? His cabin was inside of that museum because it was so small it would fit in this room. But they took it apart when they caught him and reassembled it and put it in there. So you could go in and see his tiny little space.
Kind of an interesting tidbit. He was hiding out in the woods very near my brother's cabin also. And the locals, they didn't ever catch him, but they knew that he was like digging in the dumpsters and getting food and things like that, living off the land, breaking into other people's cabins. And
in
stealing
Montana,
stuff.
right? Isn't that where he was? He was in Montana.
Is this the Unabomber?
Yes. You're thinking of the Olympic bomber.
I'm thinking of the Olympic bomber that did
in Georgia. Two different guys.
And the abortion clinic stuff. He used to bomb
it was a
those
different
too.
guy.
Yeah, but isn't that crazy? Randolph?
Eric Rudolph.
Rudolph. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
That's kind of creepy though, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess you can only creep around in the woods so long before somebody is like,
he didn't have his own
what's that guy up to? Like, that's a little odd. What?
Everybody knows everybody in town. Who's the guy in the dumpster? Yeah. It's like, where'd you come from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. But they got him. But anyway, so if I'm sure all those exhibits that were in the museum are somewhere else now in other museums. So maybe somebody knows where it is now, and they can put it in the comments and they can tell us.
There you go.
We do encourage people to comment on the show while we're watching. So if they've got any questions, they can let us know.
Very good. And somebody's usually monitoring it. Usually Holly. I don't get very good reception in here, so if you say anything specific to me and I don't say anything back, it's not that I don't love you. I just can't see it yet. I'll let you know later.
You love everyone.
I do love everybody. Yes. So.
All right. Okay. So National what else day?
Okay, something that I don't necessarily love, but I can comment on it. It is National Scrapple Day, and Judy just went. Ugh. So I'll try to get through this without gagging. Judy, are you ready? It recognizes the first pork food invented in America. pork food itself just sounds kind of yucky.
What is a pork food?
Wait for it.
You're going to define pork food? Okay.
Yeah. For those not familiar with scrapple, it's traditionally a, ready for this one? Mush of pork scraps and trimmings combined with cornmeal, wheat flour, Zanetta, how are you doing back there? Spices such as sage, thyme, savory, and black pepper. The mush is then formed into a semi-solid loaf. It can be sliced and it's pan-fried. So, yeah.
Yeah, nothing about this sounds appealing at all to me.
So,
have either of you ever had scrapple?
No, never. I've seen it. Yeah, I have too.
Yeah, you've seen it, but you've
In
not.
the grocery store.
Yeah.
it is now locally in the grocery store, but it has regionally not been here. This is something because we've had such an influx of Northerners to come down that Nice's Sausage now has a scrapple next to their stuff, which is probably sacrilegious because Nice's is awesome. So
I'm sure there are people who love scrapple.
they do. My parents grew up on it. My grandparents, that when I'd wake up in the house, that's what we smelled was scrapple and toast.
But
And
at what point do you decide all
I
of
was
this pork
told
is
it was
not
like-
working for me? The bacon is okay, but I need a new method. I need
can you
the pork chop's
imagine-
okay, but
It's like-
can you mash it up?
it's like bologna without being cooked. This is pre-cooked. You know, like bologna is already cooked, right? But this is not cooked. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Are you trying to sell me on it?
No. So again,
What were
this
you going to
is-
say, Judy?
I was going to say, I wonder if Spam is like the southern version of
Scrapple?
scrapple, the other ham.
the other ham. The canned ham.
But it's already cooked.
Oh, is it?
So scrapple's not cooked yet. Yeah. So in the 17th and 18th centuries,
It is dead, right?
yes,
It's
Okay.
a loaf.
German,
So
it's loaf.
it's
It's
a
a
big
loaf. A big loaf. German colonists who settled near Philadelphia in Chester County, Pennsylvania, which is where my family is from, they developed the first recipes for scrapple.
So it started in Germany.
The colonists that landed here,
Okay.
yeah, they
Oh, I
ready
see. Okay.
wait for it.
All right. Sorry,
With
not
such a
tied
rich,
into the wall.
With such a rich heritage, many strongly associated with scrapple with rural areas surrounding Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., eastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland, Delaware, eastern Virginia, and the Delmar Peninsula. Supermarkets offer scrapple throughout the region in both refrigerated and frozen cases. That I didn't know you could get it frozen. You can also get it. You can also get some recipes that include.
No description of this is making
Listen,
it better.
No, but you can get some that include beef, chicken, and turkey.
You're going to combine them all together? Just a meatloaf, right?
So-
but not in the anti-meatloaf, the multi-meatloaf.
It says it makes it an excellent side dish. So it's not your main dish, it's a side dish. But I remember it being kind of like there wasn't bacon or sausage on the plate, it was scrapple. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But you
I
haven't had it.
guess
So what would you want to put with it?
a trash can.
I was thinking the same thing.
So I remember different family members. Someone would do grape jelly and someone would do ketchup. Yeah,
my.
but another one, and this is very Dutch, Dutch Pennsylvania is apple butter. So apple butter, ketchup, jelly, maple syrup, honey, horseradish, or mustard if you want to go savory. But then at that point, just slap a piece of cheese on it, call it a sandwich.
Charles Tyndall is saying it's delicious, by the way.
Charles, yeah.
Yeah. I'm
But
sorry,
Charles will eat MREs, so
I'm gonna
he'll
have
eat
to
anything.
disagree with, yeah, fair enough.
You know, so he
There's
survived on
probably
those.
an MRE mash, right? Where
It
somebody
comes in
didn't
a
even take it
tube
out
and
of
you
the
just
they didn't even
squeeze
take
it.
it out of the wrapper. They just squeezed it down.
Yeah.
And then put it into a
And it's supposed to
a
taste
pig
like
pan, whatever that is.
It's supposed to taste like meatloaf.
Because there's somebody whose job it was to make a pig pan, right? At some point
Who
they had
decided to call it mush, pork mush?
because bologna was already taken.
I don't know.
They ran out of ideas. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm not going to eat it.
Yeah.
But you already knew that.
I get it.
Yeah.
So of course, my mom listens, so she loves scrapple and chicken livers and all those weird things that those folks had. So anyway,
No, we're grossing out Melissa and Judy. They're not ever going to
sorry.
come back again.
okay, you want something?
okay.
Normally, though, Megan will bring some food to the
Yeah, I
show
didn't
for us to
bring
try.
this.
Thank you for
don't-
not
no,
bringing
we're
that.
good. Thank
I
you.
thought that would be.
Usually I'm upset that if she doesn't bring food and she's talking about something delicious, I feel like I've missed out on an opportunity.
I think they're trying to get our attention.
I was just going to tell you, Charles Tyndall says it's delicious.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, we said that. Yeah. But I also said he'll eat MREs, so
Yeah, he's going to make them into sandwiches, he says.
with some cheese.
So, but and
Cheese and ketchup.
Wendy, who was watching it, and congratulations to Wendy, by the way. Wendy, who was one of our co-hosts, but she is now working at Pamlico County Schools. She just started there on Monday, but she's of course on her lunch break today.
She's rocking
She's
it.
not watching it on the job or anything, but yeah, she's making a green sick face over our scrapple. Whatever. What is that emoji called? The puke?
barf? The barf face? Yeah.
Vomit.
I don't
We'll
know.
call it the vomit emoji. It
So
probably has an actual
you're welcome,
name.
Wendy. Even if you were here, I would not have made it. So anyway, you want something nice? We'll get out of the mush, pork mush.
I'm going to find a way
Okay.
to mush all this together into a loaf before it's over with. This is the loaf episode.
Today it's also World Adoption Day.
Okay.
So we encourage adoptees to share their story. So if you are adopted or have adopted, please share your story. And this is also a great day for adoptive parents to connect with others so they can reflect on their adoption journey. We had a guest on that just spoke of her adoption
Yes.
process.
Becky
from the
who
library.
works here. And, but yeah, her and her husband, Matt, who works at Tryon Palace, she came on and told her story about it, which is...
Great connection, by the way.
Yeah, it is. But she came on and talked about it, and that video is actually on our YouTube channel if anybody want to go check that out.
Yeah. And while adoption is a beautiful process, it can also be sad to realize the number of children that are in need of a home. According to the United Nations Children Emergency Fund, which is UNICEF, more than 150 million children throughout the world are in the need of a home. This number includes the nearly 500,000 children right here in U.S. foster system. So, anyway, do you know any famous adoptees?
Do I know any famous? I don't know any famous anybody's.
You guys know any famous adoptees?
Think
Anybody that's
so,
adopted?
No.
Michael Orr.
Yeah, that's true. You don't personally know
Really?
him, but you know.
Well, oh no.
No, not personally. Like
Yeah.
anybody. Really? Huh.
Well, I mean, the
From the
Blind Side, the whole
movie.
Blind Side movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they adopted him.
Yeah. Okay.
He's famous,
that
right?
counts.
That's true.
He is
Counts
famous, yes.
Okay.
Can we get a point for Judy, please?
She wanted to make sure she was getting that point.
We'll bring the board in a second.
Babe Ruth was adopted.
Oh, yeah.
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Interesting.
Melissa Gilbert. Steve Jobs. I didn't know that. Leo Tolstoy.
Okay. The author.
Yeah. And, okay, the guy who owns, I know what it is, but see if you can guess it. The guy who started, the founder of Wendy's,
Dave?
Dave Thomas.
Dave Thomas. Oh, we're on a first name basis.
Yeah.
Dave, hold the
Dave.
onions.
Dave, yeah.
Dave, hold the onions. Eli, can you hear me? Can Eli hear me? All right, Eli, this one's for you. Can you name a Disney movie where there was an adoption? Anybody else can chime in.
I don't know if it's a Disney movie.
Which?
You know, Despicable Me, the Minions. Didn't he adopt all those little girls?
I don't know.
Yeah, he did
That
to get
was-
them home
that was
so they could sell the
DreamWorks.
chocolate.
That was what?
That was DreamWorks.
Despicable
Oh, that's
Me.
okay. DreamWorks, she said.
Oh, well, I
That's
was
okay.
close.
They're owned by Disney.
Snow White.
We're not there.
Snow White adopted 7 dwarfs.
I don't think she officially adopted him. I
No.
think she just got lucky they were going to clean her house, or vice versa. In Tarzan was adopted.
Yes.
By the
I
Gorilla
saw
family.
your sheet, so now I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
chime
yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch. Didn't they adopt that little crazy blue guy?
I never saw Lilo and Stitch.
seen it either.
I'm missing out on that one, I
Are
guess.
you kidding?
Tell me all about it. Why should I watch Lilo and Stitch?
Okay, you ready?
It's a hard sell.
You ready? So you see that I have the glow behind me, right? The sun'll come out
Annie.
tomorrow. Yes, Annie. And Meet the
Disney?
Robinsons.
Oh, yeah.
So that's all I got.
But I don't need to see that one. Judy's not as...
No.
You're not going to
Orphan
push that
Annie?
one. Okay.
No,
You know,
No.
you
Meet the
singing
Robinsons.
and I'm out.
What?
Musicals. I can't do the musicals.
You can't do musicals?
No.
No.
Okay.
I used to be that way.
With why?
No.
With
Oh,
musicals,
musical
because I was like,
movies?
why don't you just... No, just in general with watching a musical. I'm like, why don't you just talk?
See,
Why
that's
are you
me.
singing?
Just say it.
Yeah. Yeah. But I've evolved on it. and-
Judy's
yeah.
busted my bubble.
We're not going to be asked back, are we?
No, but she likes to hear you sing, right?
She didn't say that.
Yeah, I didn't say that. See?
Yeah, we're definitely not getting it
All right.
back, Judy.
It's
Thank you.
okay.
What? I guess we
got
didn't
thick
tell
skin.
you that this is the part of the show where we switch to a musical, and now everything has to be a song.
Judy, it's time to dance on the table.
That's completely different.
Well, there's a pole over there. No,
We have a lot of fun in here.
we do.
Oh, there's a pole over there.
You know.
But yes,
Okay. Sorry.
musicals.
Musicals.
They're sometimes it's a lot, right? And they're
Yes.
longer sometimes. But also, there are obviously lots of fun musicals that you can go and watch, and sometimes I think it's also about like if it seems too serious, that can also make it seem longer if it's a musical. And I'm not as big of a fan of the more
That would be
serious
called
musicals.
like opera.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get opera because I don't understand the words, right? I don't speak Italian. I don't speak German. So it
They have
sounds...
English operas.
Yeah, but those aren't pretty. Right?
No, there are pretty operas.
Okay.
Brop, brop, brop.
So anyway, yeah. So I don't understand it. So it's hard for me
Okay.
to follow the story,
All
right?
right.
So it's got to be really...
You got to read the book first.
Yeah, and I
It's
don't
a
read.
thing.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Yes, I don't know how it works.
So, okay, we can attest that nobody's eaten Scrapple.
I have eaten Scrabble, actually.
No Scrapple or Scrabble today. None.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think so.
And I'm not
But
gonna-
I'm also not
today.
convinced that there aren't a few loose Scrabble tiles mashed in there with all the other pig meat either.
So
Scrabble,
yeah.
Scrabble.
Well, yeah. Which you think is cornmeal. It could be something else.
It's
You could be.
the letter Q for 10 points.
There you go.
No, it's just you're not having it. Go ahead.
No. I just want to. We've got these lovely ladies here, and I want
Yes.
to hear more about the Trail to Tryon and stuff that's going on this weekend because I know it's busy, right?
It is.
But you're going to have to lean in closer because there you go. So we
Okay.
want to hear it all.
Yes, but that's what we're here for, right?
Absolutely.
Well, I can start, and then I will definitely be turning this over to our official race director, Judy. But Trail to Tryon started actually from a member of your team here. This idea behind it. But I had lunch one day with Zanetta, who was at the time at Tryon Palace, and we just started talking about different events and different ways that we could combine. What we were doing to create something just different and unique for New Bern and creating an experience for the sports leisure, sports tourism market. And, started a committee where our TDA actually created or gave me the...
What's a TDA?
TDA is I'm the director of the Craven County Tourism Development Authority.
Okay.
And our goals and objectives are all to promote and position New Bern and Craven County to increase our visitation, overnight stays. We are, premier. We market and promote New Bern and Craven County as a premier destination. And so our goal with creating a committee around sports marketing and sports tourism was to increase visibility of our area for those types of visitors to come in and attract them. And the committee that we put together with at the time was Zanetta, and we've got City Parks and Rec and County Parks and Rec, myself, a member of the YMCA. We had a lot of folks that were just had a lot of different experiences and insights and came up with this half marathon idea, winter runs. And Craig, I think you're a runner, right?
I am. Yes.
So was Zanetta. Zanetta's a runner.
Yep, and this is, so these were the thoughts and ideas. So running was one of the sports events that we talked about. We're talking about fishing and some other ones, so there's more to come.
But the running really highlights one of our greatest assets that we have in our community, right? Which is the beautiful downtown, and the just how beautiful New Bern is in general. And I know with TDA and we're competing with other communities in the state and beyond. We don't have those large baseball stadiums and football stadiums that other people
right.
want to go to, and so you highlight what you have.
We
right?
use the infrastructure and assets that we already have in place. So this was one of those opportunities that we could do and leverage what we have with our beautiful, waterfront and our scenic downtown, flat surfaces and streetscapes all make for that. And then, our climate. November is still pretty mild. We generally don't get storms and hurricanes, but that's not
A
quite
nor'easter
the
and a
case
hurricane
today.
in 1 week,
Yeah, we never usually have those. So it just lent itself to being a great opportunity to create the sports event. And our goal and objective the whole time has been to cast our net wide so that we were getting visitors from out of town, out of market. It's not to we wanted to keep it inclusive for our community, but we really wanted to put ourselves out there on the map for, beyond Eastern North Carolina. We did this and we marketed this in the Virginia Metro, D.C. area, throughout into the western part of the state. We did, OTT streaming ads, so we really wanted to get the word out and the message as far as we could.
Now, nobody's ever misread me as being a runner, FYI. I can't imagine anybody knowing that. But I know that, and I don't know the verbiage. So what is it called where there's like a national clocking, like the system for the racing timing system? Mm-hmm. Okay. What is that called? So, because I know runners that are real true runners, they will go all over.
So there's
to get
certification.
Their status.
Okay. The races and the routes have to be nationally certified.
Okay.
And all three of ours, we've created this Trail to Tryon event. It's a half marathon, 10K, and 5K, and all of them are nationally certified routes.
Wow.
So when a competitive runner can use that to certify to advance to the next run or competition that they're in.
Thank you for that explanation.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's a very big learning curve.
Yes.
I'm not a runner either, and neither is Judy.
No.
We literally visited another marathon event in a neighboring community so that we could really put our eyes on it and see how they laid it out to really get a true picture of what we needed to be doing. So after we worked out, where the venue and how we were going to, kind of market this, Judy came in and has been the most critical piece to all of it because she's taken the lead on everything, but putting it to make a complete event. It's very detail-oriented, more so than I think we thought it was going to be. Mm-hmm. Well, some of us anyway. And Judy has taken that and has just made a complete weekend experience, and I think it's going to be really, truly remarkable for the guests that do come in. So, Judy, I want to make sure she gets plenty of time to talk about all of that she's built around
Tell
this.
us about some of those details, Judy.
Some of those details. Well, there's actually another word, a new word we can learn today other than the scrapple one, and that's
how many letters is it worth?
We do need a screen.
Actually, it's a pretty good one.
Is it a good one?
It's sweepers.
Okay.
We just learned this last week. I mean, you're probably familiar with it, but that the race needed sweepers, and of course you immediately kind of go to, like cleaning up behind the horses or whatever, except it's going to be people. But it's the people that go at the end of the race. They follow the last runner, so that everybody along the route knows that that's the end of the race.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that you ensure everybody gets over the finish line safely.
Just one small detail and new
Of millions.
have become some things we know now from running. So
Okay. Did you know what a sweeper was?
Mhm. Yeah, because you don't want your volunteers to sit out there forever, and they need a ride home. So sometimes the sweeper is a bus or like a car that's kind of picking people up as they get closer.
If they
and
fall
closer.
out?
If they fall out,
Oh, well,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you've got to
The
have
cleanup sweeper too?
They may just leave them on the side of the road. I don't know. We'll call somebody. No,
just put a cone over them. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We hadn't really. We have EMS, there, but yeah, we hadn't really. I just learned yesterday that I got sweepers, so I was very excited.
Yeah, and that is a small detail compared to everything else that has gone into the planning that Judy's executed. But from the start of it, from packaging this event up for sponsors, it was, we created this with no budget, and it's never been done before, but we had to create sponsorship packages for people to buy into this event that we're creating. And Judy really did a tremendous job in doing that. So from the start, that was...
Who are some of your sponsors?
Well, our title sponsor is Weyerhaeuser, and then our different. So our 5K sponsor is Chad Satig Insurance. Our 10K sponsor is Carolina East, and then our half marathon sponsor is Tryon Palace. And I will tell you, because I'm the one that was on the feet on the street, and the response that we got in the community has just been amazing. It wasn't like, another event, another race. It's just been, what a great time of year, what a perfect venue. It was just been, very, very well received and supported through the sponsorship. So that was very rewarding.
You mentioned having to work with the other agencies within our community. So you've got Parks and Rec, you've got City of New Bern Fire and EMS and police and I would assume maintenance, the ones who put the block the roads and all that kind of stuff. Everybody's having to work in sync.
Yeah.
And I as being a small town, like you said, that doesn't have a giant stadium or a huge university, the fact that they are all collaborating together to help one of our landmarks. It's not like you're not there to make money and go sell. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? But it's like it's just the fact that everybody's there to support the palace and what you guys do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just really. I think it's very special.
It is. It speaks to how we collaborate and the way we work together as different stakeholders and organizations. I think we should be very proud in our community. We work very well together. I mean, not all communities can say that. We just left a meeting and we were talking about that. I mean, we really do have really good communication and we have really good partnerships. And I think we all know how to step up and come to bat for each other. And it shows. And when we do things like this, I think it really shows and speaks to how we are as a community.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was overly beneficial, though, too, because not only, the people on the committee, from the city and the county and all those agencies, were they, part, of that, but most of them were runners also and had, traveled and participated in races. So we had their experience on, the city and county side and the YMCA, and then also the fact that they had participated in races and could tell us how other people did it and share best practices and stuff. And that in itself was just invaluable.
Yeah, one of our most instrumental committee members is Jeff Wood, who's the Director of Economic Development.
Yes.
And sees kind of the bigger picture in all of this as to, bringing the visibility and bringing more people and more, exposure to New Bern and Craven County helps create the visitors and the relocation and all of that. But he's an avid runner. So that move to ask him to join the committee was very strategic. But it's paid off leaps and bounds because he's been great. We've Mel Wisnat from Coastal Soul and Ainsley's Angels. She's been on the committee and just provided invaluable insight and resources as well.
Yeah.
So that's another picking the right people have helped with all of this. But
and Coastal Souls, they're a really great community partner just in general.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
They're great about being out and the last few pairs of shoes that I've bought, I've gotten from Coastal Soul, and they're always so helpful in as far as fitting, or if they don't have it, ordering it, or just kind of taking you to the shoe that's right for you. So.
Oh yeah, Todd was my very first boss.
Oh really?
When he came in, he opened up the Athlete's Foot next to Walmart when I was 16. So he taught me. I had my fit test. I'm still fit technician certified, I'm sure.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, I love that. That was where when I first went in and they had me take my shoes off and walk across the floor, and then
he can tell.
If you
overpronate or under.
Do you think you can still do it?
A little bit. I would channel my inner Todd, but yes, he was.
I kind of feel like Megan needs to walk from wall to wall so we can
Megan has
so you can assess.
Todd has assessed me, and I've had multiple pairs of shoes from there, and it's fun because you do go in and you're like, hey, but I really kind of wanted a purple pair of shoes, and you don't always walk out with purple. You walk out with what's best for your foot or what's best for your gait. And then I finally
you definitely have seen Todd.
And then also I brought the family in, the same thing. They're like, wow, it's like magic. They put shoe A on you and shoe B on you, and they're not the same. They may not even say brand. And they're like, which one feels better? Now walk. And then it's like, okay, that one goes off and another one goes on. Now you got brand C, and you just kind of narrow it down until you found the perfect fit. So my husband wears all of the shoes, even the sneakers as well as the Merrells. Like he likes the slip-ins, the lace-ups. We're big fans of them.
Good brand loyalty, right?
Yes.
He really does, yeah.
And they also have good coupons too. So look for their coupons. A lot of times they're in the New Bern, the little New Bern magazine. What's that little short?
Yeah, well, they'll also
New Bern magazine.
New Bern magazine. Okay, sorry. I want to make sure the New Bern magazine, the little one.
Yeah, and there's coupons he'll give you if you buy multiple pairs of shoes as well. I forget exactly what that deal is, but you get a percentage off on your second pair if you spend over $120 or something like that.
And they keep track of it for you on their computer,
That's
so
what I'm
you
saying.
don't have to do the card.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I always lose the card.
Yeah. Like, how many bras have you bought?
Well,
How many?
Coastal Soul is
It is a
actually a water stop as well.
Yeah, they're one of our
Okay.
water stops.
for the race day. So you can,
right in front of their store.
Right there.
So
We just
I-
happen to go right past there.
We may have the course as a slide that we can pull up because I haven't seen what the actual courses look like just yet.
Okay.
So maybe we can pull those up on the screen and take a look at where those kind of the races begin and end, right? So
Great.
there's the 5K.
Oh, yeah, that's one of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, there's a much more detailed one that that we should note where that shows every right-hand turn, left-hand turn, mile marker.
What, are you running with like a MapQuest printout in your hand? Is that what it is?
No.
It's got little stop signs and arrows.
This is from the
yeah.
certifier that came.
Okay, yeah.
Did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's exact. So it begins at Union Point, and does
No,
it end
no,
at
it begins at the gates of Tryon Palace.
Okay.
It begins at the gates of Tryon
Oh, I see.
Palace.
I see.
Down
Okay.
at the bottom.
And actually, that's a interesting thing is that we are going to have
Okay. I see the green dot now. Got you. Sorry.
a costumed, I believe you call them interpreter. Is that
Mhm.
okay?
Costumed interpreters.
And they're going to shoot off a live cannon to start each race,
Nice.
Yeah.
which we're very excited about that.
Yeah. It'll be a nice touch.
No ammo,
think-
just noise.
Just
You think-
noise.
Well, I think that's great. People will hear it.
Yeah.
I many times I've been at the start of a race and I've already got my headphones going, music's going, and I
You're
don't
in the
hear the
zone.
start. Yeah, I don't hear the actual start of the gun. I just see everybody moving. I was like, okay, I guess here we go.
Hopefully they will see this and they will hear it.
Yeah.
If they're
This should be
firing a
impactful.
cannon, I would think
Right?
everybody's going to
Yeah,
hear that one.
We're assuring
Yeah.
that this is going to happen. And that,
Yeah.
so the half marathon will start at 7.
7.
And then it will be 7:30 for the 10K and 8:15 for the 5K.
Okay.
So we've got those staggered, but all
All
of
right, so
them
there's
will
that.
start in front of Tryon Palace's gates.
Okay,
And all
and-
start by it with the cannon.
Do they all end at the gate?
No.
Okay.
So they end at this
They-
beautiful celebration that Judy has put together.
Okay.
Yeah. So the finish line is kind of right around the corner from the History Center.
I can see on the map now. So is it just back where the water, like on the water, sort of
Bay
the
Commons.
back end of the palace?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the actual celebration is going to be on Bates Commons.
Okay.
And we've got where we're going to have hatchet throwing. We're going to have all sorts of games out there. Century 21, Zaytoon Rains has sponsored 2 photo booths. And so you can have your photos taken right there and upload immediately to social media, which we're thrilled about. Have spread that word. We have a food truck. We're going to have beer and wine. We have several vendors. Coastal Soul will be out there. Surf, Wind, and Fire. Warehouser, the Sun Journal, who's our media sponsor, will be out there. And then
The
Chad
DJ,
Satig,
so
the
music.
DJ, some music, give the awards,
Yeah.
and then an amazing food truck, The Rock from Greenville.
Okay.
Their menu looks like, what is it? Chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits and sliders and
Not scrapple.
not scrapple
Yeah.
or spam.
Scrapple slider?
The Scrapple,
the Scrapple.
Scrapple
No.
food
We took
truck
that
probably
from
wouldn't
that.
do well. with
No.
It would in
No.
Philly.
Yeah, it might. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Well, that
here.
sounds great.
Yeah.
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 So we're very excited about it, especially after
It's
Or-
been a long, few months of planning, but I think it's all really coming together, and we've got some signage and last-minute details that are happening today. Our packet pickup for the registration or for the runners will start Friday from 12 to 8 p.m. And we actually the most thrilled with the response. I mean, obviously from the sponsors, we couldn't ask for more, but the registrations. And,
Yes.
we were given from Run the East, is the organization that we're partnering with for the timing part of it. They said that we would be have a successful event for a first time if it was 75 to 150, and we have 250 registrations.
That's
for
great.
runners
Wow.
coming.
Now, you said you advertised them out of the area, like the D.C. area and things like that. How many outsiders have, not holding you to a number, but
No, we
like a
actually have a number.
percentage? Oh, you have a number?
We
Okay,
do.
cool.
So 60% of the registrations have come from outside of New Bern.
Wow.
We had a breakdown that actually we shared to our board of directors for the TDA this morning, and we could see 10 people from the Virginia area and 11 people from another. I mean, we have the breakdown
Yeah.
completely from demographics
Yeah.
of city, age. It's been really great. While a large portion of them are still from North Carolina, the majority is from out of New Bern, which is exactly what we were going for.
And that's, you were asking earlier, Megan, about the TDA. Like that's really at the core of the mission of what the TDA is trying to do, is to get people from outside of New Bern to come and stay and spend the night and spend their money and go out to eat, shop, and stay in
You know a
hotels.
little bit about this, right?
Yeah, I was going
I
to
mean, just a
say.
little bit.
Craig was our former TDA chair many
Yeah,
years ago,
Yeah.
so he's got a lot of experience in
Yeah.
what
So,
we're doing. And our
so I laughed
objectives.
when you asked her if she knew that number because she had a TDA meeting today, and you better believe she had that number at the top of it.
Yeah, on display,
Yeah,
ready
exactly.
to go,
Yeah,
in a board
yeah.
pack, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's been really great to have that. So it just shows that the interest was there from out of town guests. We've just provided kind of a new opportunity, a new experience, which is great. And this is for us going to be an inaugural event. We don't want to just do this one time and not keep the momentum going.
I'm kind of disappointed they didn't bring us any like first annual swag.
Actually, you know what?
Oh.
No,
Nothing like putting the pressure on.
I'm not going to give it to you, but I can
Oh,
show it.
shoot.
Okay, yeah, we love show
I
and tell.
might let you touch it if you guys.
Show and tell.
That's a great.
Oh,
This
there's
is our
medal.
finisher
yeah,
medals?
this is our finisher medal. So this is something, this is the adult version of a participation trophy, I guess. Everybody that crosses the finish line gets a finisher medal.
Oh, it's heavy. It's heavier than I
And
thought
It
would be.
is.
Craig, you could probably speak to this when we were learning all of these things from our committee. Everybody,
see.
loves to run, but it's all about the bling, is what we kept hearing.
Yes.
And all the runners,
Yes.
they wanted something like that to show for it. So
Hold it up.
Yeah, well,
This
I mean, I
is-
wanted to look at it too,
Oh.
but yes.
Hold it up anyway.
I don't know if we can zoom in on that one or not. Yeah, but
But it's got the bear and it's got the
gonna
city
be in
hall
focus in there.
and then
Yeah.
what's
and the Tryon Palace
And
the
the
Tryon
Tryon
Palace
Palace
Gate.
Gate.
Yeah,
Tryon
Trail
Palace
to
Gate.
Tryon.
It's backwards. Yep. But yeah, I really like that a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was well
That's a-
designed.
now is ribbons go? Is that a good ribbon?
It's another.
It's printed.
Yes,
It's kind of
it's
cool.
quality. There are some other races that don't have ribbons this nice. I'm not
And-
going to call anybody out, but
Our committee has definitely made comments about places they've traveled and haven't gotten things like this quality. So that was something that was, in our heads when we were putting this together. We had a lot of, like I said, great feedback and
Feedback.
direction on how to navigate this. And, we're at this point now with, where we are with the race. We're great with registrations. We can't take any more at this point, but if there are people, you can check out the routes online. If they're in your neighborhood, because some of them are going into the route. Part of the route goes through Trent Woods. Love for people to come out and cheerlead. We've got the
Yes.
times are out there too. So I mean, you could come and just support them.
I was gonna say not just cheerlead, but be careful driving. Please
Watch
be
out for
mindful.
them, yes, because we didn't close.
It's kind of like
any
when
of
the
roads.
MS race happens and you see the little arrows forever, but then all of a sudden you see 30 bikes going
Yeah.
right by you. You're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
So just be mindful of
And
that.
that's a great model of something we've looked at to continue to try to work towards and achieve. But Bike MS, I mean, they've been coming here for over 20 years, and just in one weekend alone provide over $1 million economic impact. And it's a great cause. And going back to what we're doing with Trail. We wanted to keep in mind, it is Veterans Day weekend, and we are huge, supporters of our military and our veterans, and so our net proceeds are going to go to the American Legion Post 539. That's here
wow.
locally.
Very good.
And their mission is to support, of course, veterans and their families, and that's throughout the whole year.
Well, that is the perfect transition to talk about the March of 22, which is also another American Legion Post 539 event that's happening also this weekend. Do you want to talk about it, or you want me to? Do we have? We should have a little doodad for we, don't we? No, we don't.
We probably
Okay.
do. But before we move on, I
Yeah.
just want to confirm. So registration is closed for the Trail to Tryon, right?
Registration is closed to run. If you would like to register to be a volunteer, Craig, that would be
Okay.
great.
I see.
Sweeper.
Sweepers are good.
Yeah,
We have a couple
they're
of
good
other
on
spots.
sweepers. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. I
but
just want to make sure.
So crowd supporter, the finish line finale at the History Center, please come out if you'd like to come and check that out. That's open as well to the community. We just really want to make sure everybody knows that, who will be here in their area and their market. I think that's important, and just give them the true hospitality that we are known for, and welcome them.
So for
and
those
see
of
'em.
us that are not runners and couldn't tell you what their mile would be, just asking for a friend. So if you were to go out and you wanted to congratulate those at the end for the first race, this kicks off at 7:30, right?
First race is at 7.
7.
That's the half.
Where would if you wanted to be at the end to congratulate them, what time would be a good time to be there?
So that's going to be vary on
It's
the
a short
runner.
race.
From what we understand, there are runners, there are true athletes that can do that. I mean, we were told to have the finish line party ready by 8:15, or actually earlier than that, 7:45, because people
7:45.
can do
If
a
you've
half.
if you've got somebody who's a really strong marathon runner, they're going to come in and knock that thing out in a little over an hour.
And especially because our flat surfaces and our route is, just so
It's not 110
complimentary.
degrees.
Right.
Yes.
So
It's actually going to be perfect running weather this weekend.
right.
Okay. I'll play my farmer's market around my trip
But
around.
we'll
Yeah, you
have
wanna be there?
everything.
There you go.
The finish line is going to be on the corner of Eden Street and South Front.
Okay.
And if you're looking towards the water, you'll see the blow-up arch. And we'll have it go kind of around behind the south lawn of the Palace, and then you'll walk up to the vendors and everything that's happening behind Bake Commons.
Okay.
And so at any time, we'll have everything ready and set to go by 7:45 if you want to come and welcome everybody. And
Or be a volunteer.
I could be a volunteer.
Or you
yeah.
can go.
Yes.
What's the name of the food truck again? Rock.
The Rock.
The Rock.
The Rock. You can go try out the Rock.
I
There you
could.
go.
Yeah.
very
And
good.
this is really important. We have cowbells. So if you're at the finish line, you can ring a cowbell.
I can ring a cowbell.
Yes.
I can be a bell ringer.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ring my bell. Sorry.
So they're
we're
singing.
yeah.
They're singing.
Come on, Judy.
But it's not a musical. It just is.
Speaking of the cowbell,
Yes.
did either of you shop at Spirit Halloween this year?
No.
No. Okay, just me. 3 times. Okay, got it.
Oh, yeah.
No, they have cowbells at the counter, and like every person who checked out got to ring
Has
the
to ring it,
cowbell.
yeah.
Yeah. It was loud in there because I was in there.
3 times? What on
Yeah,
earth did you need to
why?
purchase?
Well, the kids love going in there,
Okay.
right?
Don't
So
blame it on the kids.
the
Yeah.
first time was the kids.
The first time was the kids, yeah.
I changed my mind on my Halloween costume this year. So I went in there and I bought some things for one costume, and then on the day of the party, I changed my mind and had to go back in for more supplies.
So you didn't use that like ski mask thing that you had on the podcast?
The hockey mask.
The hockey mask?
No. No, the hockey mask. No, that's not what I used.
You didn't?
No, typically I don't like to wear a mask at parties because
Scary.
Well, no, I'm not worried about scaring people, but it's just difficult to talk and drink and eat.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So so I had to go in and change it up.
Very good.
Just blowing me off.
I did.
So Craig, we got things we got to get done here.
Me too. I'm just still
That's
like
fine.
3 times in there. No,
Okay, go for it. We got to talk about some community events. We're running out of time here.
we are.
Okay.
So
Wait,
go.
one more thing. I'm going to interrupt Megan one more time. Anything else about the race that we should know or let people know if they want to participate in other than being a volunteer? You'd love to still have those if they want to come support and cheer on, ring that cowbell.
Yeah, the volunteer opportunities are all spelled out on the website.
Okay.
You can, click on there. You get a T-shirt, a cowbell, and a food voucher, and a chance to come and hang out. One last little thing I think is kind of cool is that we're going to have a shuttle bus after the race that's going to go around from all the host hotels and stop in downtown, and then shuttle them to the Bermuda Triangle for the after party from 3 to 11. So.
So we'll have a courtesy shuttle going on, and we'll take guests not only to the Beer District or the Bermuda Triangle, but we'll also stop at Bear Plaza as well, so that any of the guests that are staying can stop and shop and go enjoy downtown New Bern while they're here too
nice.
after the race.
Speaking of which, I was walking around and they were already putting Bear Plaza up for Christmas.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's starting to get
Santa's
festive
house
down
is
there.
up.
Santa House
Yep.
is there, yep.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I saw
So
them.
is that the official after party is in the Bermuda Triangle from 3 to 11?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I have to ask, what is the Bermuda?
Bermuda Triangle.
Where's the Bermuda Triangle?
At the end of Pollock Street, there's
Okay.
3 bars and breweries.
So
that
Freshwater 99 and Tap That?
Tap That. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Bermuda
it's
Triangle.
I didn't know that was what it was called.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've
Okay.
marketed themselves that
Yep.
way. Or I don't know
Wow.
if you were involved with that or not, Melissa, but I
No,
heard
just the
them just start-
afterward. Yeah, we
Yeah.
just definitely helped to promote it because it's been a great asset for tourists and
Mm-hmm.
guests and our local market as well. And they're great community supporters and they're great TDA fans and supporters as well. So
Yeah.
we appreciate everything
And just
that they
a
do.
block away is that new place called Cork, which
Yes.
I haven't been in, but I've gone on their
Yes.
webpage a couple times.
I've heard that too. That's
Have either
really
one of you
nice.
been there
No,
yet?
I
I
want
haven't.
it.
Yeah, it looks good though, doesn't
wanna
it?
go, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Looks
we
very
should
I hope they do well because I'm a big fan of cheese boards.
Yeah.
And they
Yes.
seem to have plenty of those.
charcuterie.
I can't say the word.
Yes, you did. You corrected
Charcuterie,
me.
yes, you can.
You want to share a charcuterie board?
Yes, and a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, be
There
good.
you go.
And they do beer also, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you go to that place, it's called Cork.
You need to
You
have
should probably have
need to
some
have wine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
I'm guessing.
Very good.
I don't know how this works.
I don't know.
But yes, so that's the Bermuda Triangle. I'm going to interrupt you one more
That's
time.
okay.
just
No,
But
definitely
yeah.
new.
I was going to say, I'm sure you're used to it.
But they've had a couple of events down there, I think 2, where they closed off the streets. And,
Yes.
and it actually, they had vendors come in and stuff for kids too. And
Block party.
block
Yep.
party, yeah.
Well, I mean, when you're talking about Coastal Soul and local runners, wasn't it Thursday evening or Thursday around 6 o'clock? They meet there at
Freshwater,
Freshwater.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
go do a quick run, come back and have beers. So
And then there's one from the Bruin too. I think
Yes,
is that
on Mondays.
Mondays.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I haven't participated, but I've been there when they were having
Okay, you're
it.
supporting.
Yeah.
Yeah, just refreshments.
Yeah.
So,
You can be there to cheer them on at the
I
end.
did. I was
Yeah.
like, hey guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know. So anyway.
All right, let's talk about some community
Let's
events
talk about
before
some
we're out of
community
time.
events. All right. March for the 22, Friday, November 11th from 4:15 a.m. Ooh, that's early. To 6:30 p.m. Join for the 3rd annual March of the 22 presented by Toyota of New Bern as we walk 22 miles or a 22K or a 2K to raise funds, and I'll explain that in a minute, funds for programming that combats veteran suicide rates. Again, it's every 22 minutes a veteran takes their lives from suicide. Their fundraising event is organized by the American Legion Post. 539, all marchers are encouraged but not required to wear 22 pounds on their back to show support for our veterans. Visit marchforthe22.us to register, purchase tickets, and get updates for vendors and food trucks, as well as the map to the route. For 22-mile hikers, you're going to arrive at the Maysville Piggly Wiggly. What's up? You guys are laughing at me. Are we good? Oh, okay. Just want to make sure I didn't mess something up. 4:15 a.m. arrive at the Maysville Piggly Wiggly to register. And at 4:45, they will depart the Piggly Wiggly, and they're going to head north on 17. And then if you are a 22K hiker, you're going to arrive at Bender Signs, which is just on the New Bern side of the Maysville Bridge. That's where that's going to be. To register, and you'll depart Bender's at 8:45. If you want to be a 2K hiker, you're going to arrive at Freshwater Beer that we were just mentioning at the, let me see if I can get Bermuda Triangle.
Close.
And
And that's the picture that we have up on screen. That's
Bermuda.
Freshwater from, I guess, last
years
year.
past. And then that'll be at 4:30 p.m. You're going to arrive there and register, and they will depart at 5:30. And for all that, whether you're a walker, a hiker, a biker, I don't think there's new bikers, you're going to end up at Union Point at 6:30. Closing ceremony is at Union Point Park. We'll feature various veteran services, organizations, food trucks, and more. Be sure to stay tuned for more information. There's going to be a lot of exercise going on in New Bern this weekend.
There is.
Lots of exercise. So.
Yep. And I'm sure there are some people who were doing the March for 22 on Friday and the Trail to Tryon on Saturday. Yeah.
Yep. So again, if you visit marchforthe22.us to register, and maybe we can add that to our comment section so people can link into it. Marchforthe22.us. Okay, next.
Art Walk is Friday, November 11th from 5 to 8 p.m. Join downtown businesses and restaurants for opening receptions, demonstrations, special events, and more. Either one of y'all know of anything interesting going on for Art Walk this Friday?
You know, we've been a little bit more like
Yeah,
tunnel
focused
vision
on-
on trail.
Yeah, sure. I just didn't know
know
if you had heard anything, that's all. Yeah.
No, they're excited. It'll be the last one for the season.
Yeah.
And I think this would be weather dependent, but the last street cafes as well, Friday night.
Oh yeah.
But again,
Yeah,
it's
with
going
the
to
weather.
weather.
Yeah, there's something blowing in.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's okay. We're going to keep our fingers crossed and
Yeah.
hope for the best.
It's going to be gone by
yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
There you
Absolutely.
go. Yep.
You want to do the next one, or you want me to?
I can do it, sure.
Since it's kind of your gig.
Yes.
Your gig.
The Producers, a Mel Brooks musical, running this Friday and Saturday from 7:30 to 10 p.m. And Sunday we've got a matinee from 2 to 5. And we'll also be doing The Producers again next week on Friday and Saturday. I say we because I'm in it, as some of you know. So join us for another entertaining show at New Bern Civic Theater. The Producers is about a down-on-his-luck Broadway producer and his mild-mannered accountant who come up with a scheme to produce the most notorious flop in history, thereby bilking their backers, which are little old ladies, out of millions of dollars. But one thing goes awry. The show was a smash. The antics of Max Bialystock and Leo Bloom as they maneuver their way fecklessly through finding a show, hiring a director, raising the money, and for you, Judy, singing songs because it is a musical. And then they finally go to prison for their misdeeds in a lesson of broad comic construction, not meant for children or those who are easily offended. Tickets available at newberncivictheater.org.
That's your kind of musical.
Yeah.
I have to rethink this.
Yeah. I mean, really, it is. Tickets have been going faster for this one than any production I've ever been involved in at New Bern Civic Theater. Like, really, we haven't sold out this weekend yet, but it's looking good, like we might. It's been a lot of fun to be a part of, too. I see Megan looking at me with suspicion.
No.
No.
So do you sing your lines, or do you just say your lines and then you sing? There's a difference.
Explain to me your thoughts on the difference of the two.
The difference is where, I'm going to say, I'm going to the grocery store, and you sing it instead.
Right.
Those are, like a little tune thrown in here and there, I can handle. But
yeah, so it's
say
not
it,
like
don't
that.
sing it. Okay.
Yeah, it's not singing start to finish. No.
Okay.
But there are songs all the way through it for sure. But yes, it's broken up with scenes in between where people are interacting in the actual world and having like scenes and conversations with each other. But like in a musical, something will come up that inspires them to want to sing about the situation that has just happened.
See, that's the disconnect for me. I've never been in a situation where I just wanted to start singing.
Have you ever been sitting in your car and started singing?
Well,
Why? Why did you do that? Because you liked the song and it felt good?
Yes.
Yeah, same thing.
Okay.
He's recruiting
You can enjoy
now.
singing.
Megan's recruiting for the next play.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you that one.
But so I assume you've seen a Mel Brooks movie or two.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he wrote it. So it's like that. And then they just added in some songs with the same kind of humor.
Okay.
Just
I might
you're
have to
singing it.
rethink this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What? Go ahead,
selling
Megan.
it.
What is it?
Nothing. I mean, my life is surrounded by music, and my house sounded like a Barney show when my kids were growing up. So,
Yeah.
I mean, let's just.
I'm in Coco Melon right now, so.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
have a 2-year-old. So.
You
I
understand?
get it.
Yeah. I mean, we would sing "Crossing the Street," and everything had a tune for it.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, whether it was going to the potty or
Oh,
cleaning
yeah.
up the toys, or my daughter looked outside and we were just looking in the backyard. She's 17, so it wasn't like. It wasn't like she was reminiscing. And of course, I was a music teacher, so everything comes out in a song.
Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden, she's like, "Oh, Mom, I love watching the leaves fall in the back." And and I start singing, "Leaves are falling," leaves, with the hand motions and the dance moves, but that was my life. So,
Yeah.
but
Judy disapproves.
no, sorry.
To each his own.
So anyway, that was it.
Yeah.
And of course, they crack up and join in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My kids.
Well, as they should.
Yeah.
You're supposed
So-
to have fun with life, fun with singing.
There's not we can say a phrase or a word and it'll trigger a memory of a childhood cartoon or a princess Disney film song or something, and we'll all start. I mean, even my husband, or even you remember the toys, like the little riding the horse,
Hobby horse?
No, the horse with the stick.
Hobby horse.
Yeah.
Is that a hobby
no,
horse? No, the
that's-
hobby horse
or
is the ones that go
rock-
back and forth.
That's
Okay.
a rocking horse.
The one with the stick, and you hop on the back, and you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody in the booth know what that's called?
Isn't it just a stick
I
horse?
think they're probably too
Is it a
young.
stick horse?
Stick horse. She said it's a stick horse.
Stick horse.
Okay.
Well, and and they had one you could squeeze the ear, and it had different songs like "I'm a little pony, clippity clop, clippity clop." Now I could keep going, but Judy may run.
Fortunately,
Zanetta-
I missed that in my
Sorry.
childhood.
I was like, I missed that
No, this
one
was my
too.
kid's
You had me
childhood.
until that.
This was my kid's childhood.
Make sure to mark the timestamp on that so we can get a GIF of that and just have Megan.
Clippity clop, clippity clop.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, we got one more event we got to get
All
going.
right.
So, and I did not know about this happening. This is another thing this weekend. So again, Union Point's going to be busy. This is U.S. Capitol Christmas Tree, Saturday, November the 12th from 1 to 3. Celebrate the U.S. Capitol Christmas Tree from the National Forest in North Carolina. Well-wishers will have a chance to sign the banners on the truck sides and then take a walk through an interactive display of the 4 national forests in North Carolina. Learn about each forest's ecosystems and their employees. I'm sure this is a great recruiting tool for our national park system. Enjoy special appearances of Woodsy the Owl, hoo hoo, and Smokey the Bear. Purchase U.S. Capitol Christmas tree
You got a
merchandise.
song for Smokey?
I don't.
Please go.
No, but you did. And you can get some merch and much more. The event takes place at Union Point Park. It's free and open to the public. So that's really cool. Very exciting.
Yeah, because I think most people in New Bern are probably not going to make it to the Capitol to see the tree on its final display, but it's cool to kind of see it on its way, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Do we know which forest it's coming from? I guess we'll have to wait and find out on Saturday.
I
don't know either.
Yeah.
I did hear that there was 8 from the Pisgah National Forest. Is that what I heard?
I would guess it's from the Pisgah.
Okay. That's what I kind of vaguely remember that. So, and of course, finally, we'll wrap it all together. Don't forget, come out and support Trail to Tryon Saturday, November 12th from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. It separates the events between a half marathon, a 10K, a 5K. All events will be offered for in-person. We didn't talk much about the virtual run walk, but I mean, registration's closed, but that was an option.
Yes, it was.
Okay. So it's going to be going through historic New Bern, Trent Woods, and waterfront parks. Come out, support. Then, of course, between 8:30 a.m. and 2 p.m., there'll be food, soft drinks, beer will be served, and awards will be given at the top 3 male and female times for each age category. Awesome. Yeah. That's down by the History Center at the Bates Common. Mm-hmm. Come on out. This has been a lot of information.
Yeah, that's what we do here.
We do, because now they're in the know. Did you guys know that was the title of our show, called In the Know? Now you are in the know. I don't think, isn't that sacrilegious to put a medal on that you haven't earned yet? It matches your outfit.
Yeah. I think it's safe to say I have run my share of half marathons through downtown New Bern. I have earned this.
So have you ever had the opportunity to see Craig run?
I like it though.
I've passed him a couple of times.
Yeah, you've passed me.
We live in the same neighborhood, and I have.
Okay, with his big vest.
Very serious.
His big vest.
I don't know. I haven't noticed the big vest.
Your
vest? A big vest?
You got that vest on, that glow-in-the-darky thing.
No, I do not own such a thing.
Yes, you do.
No,
And your shorts?
You're having a Mandela effect moment right now. Yeah. I have bright yellow shoes that I wear.
I've seen you wear a vest with the
that I got
the
from
reflector
Coastal
things.
Soul to make sure that people can see me, and I have bright yellow shorts that I wear sometimes. But
Maybe that was the shorts.
I don't
Either
think
way.
I've seen either. Or I haven't been.
I have, because I honk.
You do.
Wave.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'll take it as long as you see me and you don't hit me.
I won't hit you.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank y'all very much for allowing us to.
Well,
to come on
we
here
are
and
so
give this
glad you came
opportunity.
out, and we always have fun, as you can tell, and we don't take ourselves too seriously, but we do want other people to go out and enjoy, and we don't want. I mean, don't be serious. Just go have fun.
I see you checking the comments. We got to close this thing out.
I'm not checking the comments. I'm checking the date for next week, so I didn't mess that one up.
Yeah. All right.
Because we will be back next week, Wednesday, November 16th at noon, and we hope. I don't know who's coming, but it'll be a surprise. So you'll have to join us. Right.
We'll let you know. Yeah. Make sure you're following us on all of our social medias, and you'll see who the guest is probably Monday.
We pre-post it. Thank you to Holly and Zanetta and our team of marketing folks that do that for us. So we will be back next week. And anything else? Roundtable? Nothing else?
No. Just thanks for coming to the show today.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So with all of these people out this week, even my closing statement, I hope rings home. I want everybody to stay safe, stay happy, and stay healthy. And we'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.
Bye, everybody.